Hi everyone, this is HM&S video number 76 and you are most welcome for it. Last video we talked about percentage change, but we talked about percentage change when you are given two values. The value at the beginning of the period and the value at the end of the period, and you are supposed to get percentage change between those two values. Today we want to talk about how to get the ending value when you are given the value at the beginning of the period and the percentage change. Let's switch on to Excel and we dive deeper into how to work with percentage change. Now before we do any example, let's first understand something from this formula. The formula to get the ending value is, the ending value is equals to the beginning value plus the change in value. Now EV is the ending value, BV is the beginning value, then CV is the change in value. Now to get this change in value when you are given percentage change, you need to multiply the beginning value times the percentage change. So let's do an example so that we understand that very well. In the year 2023, our revenue was $10,000, and then in the year 2024, it increased by 10%. So we want to get the exact revenue in the year 2024. Now let's start by getting the change. So I'm going to click on this cell. We're going to get 10% of the beginning value or 10% of the revenue at the end of 2023. That will give us the change. So I'm going to do equals to 10% of. So when we talk about of, we mean multiplication. So I'm going to multiply it by the revenue at the end of 2023. So I'm going to click on the initial revenue or the beginning revenue, and when I hit enter, you can see that the change in revenue is $1,000. So in order for us to get the exact revenue at the end of 2024, we need to add this change in revenue to the revenue at the end of the year 2023. So I'm going to do that here. I'm going to do equals to, we need to get our change in revenue, which is this value here, and then plus the revenue at the end of the year 2023. So I'm going to click on this, and when I hit enter, you can see that at the end of the year 2024, our revenue is $11,000. If you don't want to do it like that, there's actually another simpler way how you can get that. Now let's first get back to our formula. If we actually reduce this formula to its simplest form, we shall get the ending value is going to be this beginning value plus the change in value. Now the change in value, we already know that it is the beginning value times the percentage change. So we are replacing that with the change in value, and when you factorize the beginning value, you end up with this. So our ending value is going to be the beginning value times 1 plus the percentage change. And this is actually simpler than using this. So let's see whether this one is going to give us the same answer as the one we have just done. So I'm going to click on this cell and do equals to the beginning revenue or the initial revenue is going to be the revenue at the end of the year 2023. So I'm going to click and then times open bracket 1 plus the percentage change, which is 10%. When I close my bracket and when I hit enter, you can see it's also giving us $11,000 like the one we have done below here using these two steps. So let's scroll down and we also see percentage decrease. So here the laptop costs $1,500 and its price decreased by 25%. So what is that exact price? So let's first do the two steps below here. I'm going to click on this cell and do equals to, we are first going to get the change. So we are going to do negative 25% of, that is times the cost of the laptop, which is this price here. So this one is going to give us the change in the price of the laptop. When I hit enter, you can see that the price of the laptop went down by $375. Now in order for us to get the final selling price, we need to add this change to the cost, and that one will actually give us the selling price. So let's do that. I'm going to do equals to the change plus the cost, and when I hit enter, you can see that the selling price is $1,125. So let's click on this cell and we also do it using the second method. I'm going to do equals to the beginning value or the initial value, that's going to be our cost. I'm going to click on it times open bracket, it's going to be 1 plus the percentage change. So when I click on this, close my bracket, when I hit enter, you can see we are getting the same results as the two steps below here. So let's scroll down for our last example. Now here we have the company's profit analysis. In January, the company made a profit of $10,000. Then in February, the profit increased by 10%. In March, the profit again decreased by 5%. And it goes on like that for these months here. So we want to get the exact profits corresponding to these percentage changes here. So here I've done it using the two steps. The initial value, the beginning value, plus the change, that is the beginning value, times the percentage change, which is this 10%. Maybe before I get these profits, this is what is going to happen. the value in January is going to be our beginning value for the month of February. And the value we're going to get in February is going to be our beginning value for the month of March. And then the value for March is going to be our beginning value for February. And it goes on like that. So I'm going to do equals to the beginning value, which is going to be the value in January. I'm going to click on it, times, open bracket, I'm going to do 1 plus the percentage change. So plus the percentage change, which is going to be this percentage change here. I'm going to close my bracket. Now, remember, this is actually a relative cell reference. That means if I control enter, I can actually copy my formula down. And when I come here and double click, you can see it's actually working very well. So the two methods are actually giving us the same results. Yeah, that is it for this video. If you haven't subscribed, please do subscribe. And if you found this video interesting, give it a like and then you share it with your friends. This is a video where we introduce how to get percentage change in Excel. You can click on it, then you go and watch it. Until next video, HM&S, video number 77, then we meet again. Thank you.